going on, everybody? Tobin here, 5M Family Homestead channel. This everything greening up like it is. I don't know if it's the pollen or what, but it's got my allergies going crazy. Eyes are watering and stuffy nose, the whole thing. Fun. So I don't think we've told y'all, but so we did tell y'all in a recent video we lost some chicks. That's not good. That little chick from there could get out pretty easily. She's just up there chilling. So we early on, I guess the first 4 or 5 days after we got all of our chicks, we lost a lot of them, 7, 8, something like that, out of 35. So Shanna called McMurray Hatchery, talked to them, and what was weird about it is we bought some laying hen chicks or laying chicks and then some meat chicks, and the meat chicks seemed to die. I don't know if it's just that breed or what, but they were dying at a higher rate than the laying chicks were. So anyway, Shanna called McMurray, talked to them, and they said they would either refund us or send us some replacements. So they're sending us some replacement chicks to replace the ones that passed away or died, and they should be here next week. So we should be back to our current numbers. We want to start out with high numbers because as we get into the summer, we could lose some from heat and things like that. So so that's good news. And then the other good news is we haven't had any more die in the last 4 or 5 days. So it seems like right after they were we got them, and the first 4 or 5 days after is when we lost the most of them, and it's kind of evened out now. So I think they're getting established and everything. So that one's still up there making noise. He may not be able to get down. And as we showed y'all on another video, we did separate them out. I think once the new ones come in, we're gonna take these out of here and put them back in here with these. And gonna be, you can tell them they're getting a whole lot bigger. It may be hard to tell on camera, but they're all healthy, doing good, and we'll be moving them outside. We got a plan for a little chicken house for them here soon, and we'll move them out there and get them set up, and then it'll be time to leave them out there, and they'll be kind of halfway free ranging, and it'll be just raising them from there until we get them big enough to the time for them to either start going out with the laying chicks will go out with the hens, and then the meat birds will be processing those. And speaking of that, I got some, I can't tell you now, but y'all stay tuned. We got some very exciting news about that, about processing the birds. We had a company send us some gear, and we're gonna be all set up for it, so we'll talk about that on another video. So but about to run to the chiropractor and run some errands. Need to go to Home Depot, need to go to Tractor Supply. It's that time of year where we're always doing projects and getting stuff for projects, so we got to go do that. But I need to go down and take some feed to the pig. Shanna went and picked some up earlier, so we'll carry it down there and feed her, check on her, make sure she's good. And she's growing like crazy. We'll show you all that. So I wonder why I gotta go to the chiropractor. How many of y'all go to chiropractors? Some people think it's like witchcraft or voodoo or something, and then there's people like me that, in I guess the rest of the family, I think it works. I don't think it solves, I mean, it helps my back feel better. I don't think it fixes, other things, but, generally just makes my back feel better. About every 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, I try to go, ideally go once a month, but I can definitely feel my back's out right now, and going will get me back in shape. So rise and shine. She's about getting too big to fit through that little opening right there. I'm thinking, y'all comment below how much y'all think she weighs. I think I'm thinking she's getting really close to 250. 250 is market weight for a pig, so, but we're gonna keep her, and try to make, I think we're gonna try to maybe 300 pounds. So, is what the plan is. We're gonna keep her a couple more months before we make a date for her, so. Spilt a little, but the cleanup crew's taking care of it. All the babies are doing good. Skylar. They're starting to feather a little bit, kind of looking ugly, but Mama's been taking good care of them. We've managed to keep them from getting out. We've had one, the darker gray one, got out twice right in here somehow. We put some pieces of wood there and stuff, and it seems to have stopped him. We think that one's a rooster. It's really fun watching those silkies raise those chicks. The mom and the hen and the rooster are very, very good parents. Chili is the rooster, and he's very protective. I was down here yesterday and was throwing him some bread, and he was not eating the bread. He was just kind of getting the chicks gathered up and letting them eat it. And then once they started eating, then he ate. And the mom is just, she lets them, you know, keeps them close, but lets them have a little freedom, and it's really, really cool to watch. You know, it's what's neat is, I mean, we bought those silkies. The gate closed. We bought those silkies 3 years ago, and they were not full grown when we bought them. And so she never had anybody to teach her how to be a mom. She just instinctively knows how to do it. So I think that's a good mom has a lot, being a good mom, in my opinion, has a lot to do with instinct. So, all right, y'all, run get my back popped, run some errands, and I got a little project I'm gonna knock out. I'm gonna show y'all once I get back. So y'all stay tuned. Back from Home Depot, Tractor Supply, and all the other places we went. Goodwill. Picked up some furniture for our daughter. Got some T-posts for us. We're gonna do a lot of trellises in our garden this year to help utilize space, get our cucumbers and stuff like that up off the ground growing vertically, which will help with space. Picked up some feed for the animals, whatnot. So if you're new and don't know, my wife and I own a seasonal skull mount business where we do several hundred skull mounts each year. And right now it is middle of March, and we typically start in October and end in the end of January, but we always have some stragglers coming in, and I'm going to work on those stragglers today. I'm going to show y'all a method that I use that I've kind of developed and worked with to get for when you have a lot of heads that you don't want to work on and you need to store them, and just kind of show y'all how I do it. And it's a method I've used a lot, and it's worked very well for me. So this time of year is really we're not thinking about skull mounts a whole lot. But like I said, at the end of the season, we always have stragglers coming in, people that just throw them in the freezer and then realize, hey, I need to get them dropped off, whatnot. So what I do with those is I put them in a bucket of water. Now during the regular season, I'd also put the heads in water, but the difference with these is they've been in there for a long time. You could kind of call this, lost my light, you could probably call this some kind of a hybrid boil slash maceration process. I've got 6 heads here. They've been soaking in water from anywhere up to a month to 2 months. As I got one in, put it in the bucket of water, and then when another one came in, added it to it until I got 2 buckets, and then kept adding, and here we are. This is what they look like. They are not completely macerated, but they are close. As you can tell, flies are already out here in Texas in March. Over here is where I dump the water out, and there are hundreds of flies. Fun. Wish I could smell this. Smell of vision would be good right now. So I got these heads all in one pot. I fit them in one of these pots, and I'm gonna fill it up with water, and I'm going to simmer them for about an hour. Now it all depends on how long they've been in the water for. If they've been in the water for a couple days, you're gonna need to probably boil them longer. But with these at the stage they're at, like I said, I don't want them to boil. I'm gonna keep them in a simmer. I'm gonna do that for about an hour, and I'm thinking when I pull them out, they're gonna be 95% clean. All that grossness is gonna fall off in there. We'll hit them here with the power washer real quick. I do use a power washer. And then this second pot right here, we'll have fresh water in it. Once we hit them with the power washer, we'll go back in that fresh water and simmer them for a little bit longer. Both the pots not only will have water in them, they'll have clear ivory soap in there as well. This method, I think, if you can't full-blown macerate, doing something like this is a very good option. That process of soaking those heads in that water for a couple months, it drawed a lot of the fat out of the bone, out of the flesh. It was all floating on top of the water, and you're gonna get a little bit better degreasing with this method versus just going right into boiling them. The longer you soak them, the more it's gonna happen. But again, the longer you soak them, the cartilage between the bones does come out when you soak them or macerate them, and so you can overboil them and have them start to fall apart. So you gotta be careful, don't leave them alone. So I'm gonna fill these up with water, and then, oh, it stinks. Simmer them for about an hour or so, and then we'll catch back up with y'all then, kind of see how they're looking and hit them with the power washer. Also, one more thing before we start. Stay tuned to the end of this video. We're gonna talk about something that me and my wife have been kicking around an idea. I've mentioned it on one other video, but I wanna keep talking about it. We're thinking about doing some kind of a class here in North Texas on skull mounts, where we would teach people who sign up for that class and pay. We would teach them kind of the start to finish of what we know about skull mounts and how we do it, and kind of the business side and dealing with the law and customers and getting customers and scaling the business and all that kind of stuff. We're thinking and trying to put together some kind of class on that, where we could have people come, stay for the weekend, go through the class, and walk away being prepared to go start their own business or do their own heads, however they want to do it. So stay tuned to the end, we'll talk about that. All right, those heads have been simmering, whatever you want, what they're doing right now, whatever you want to call that, simmering, boiling, whatever, for About 45 minutes. I haven't pulled one of them up out of there yet, but I'm guessing they're going to be pretty clean. I'm going to pull one up out of there. If it is, I'm going to start power washing them. I'll tell you this, cold weather is much more conducive to doing this kind of work. I was out here earlier just wearing these mud boots and I was sweating my tail off. So sometimes I do this kind of work in the, you know, this time of year I do it with shorts on. That's what I'm wearing now. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but I'll definitely go in and get the shower after it's over. But all right, I'm gonna get a glove on and pull one of these out there and see what it looks like. I would say that's ready. First round done, got them power washed, got 99% of the meat off of all of them, if not more, and went back into some fresh water with some fresh soap to continue degreasing. While that's going on, I'm going to just pick up and clean up around here. I do pull the noses and the earbuds and drill out the ears. I've got plenty of videos on my channel showing that, so I didn't really go over that part of it, but I'm going to let those go for probably another 30 minutes or so while I'm cleaning up, and then I'll hit them one more time and it'll be done. All right, y'all, they are 100% clean and ready to be whitened. We've also got, my lens is dirty. We've also got a couple other whitening videos on our channel. Go check those out. The current way that we whiten, and we've been whitening for several years now, is with the cream method and the powder to activate it. My beautiful wife over there has got a couple videos on it where she shows y'all how to do it, so go check those out. But I want to talk to y'all about something. We are thinking about doing some kind of class here in the North Texas area, and it would be a one-day, maybe two-day class where people would pay. They would come here and we would teach them on real heads all of our methods. Lots of people, when I think a lot of people, when I tell them I can skin a deer head in 5 minutes, they don't believe me. Do you think is 5 minutes fair? Like if I were to do one start to finish on my own?
Jaw and everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe less. I mean, if you're being meticulous, 5 minutes, but maybe even less.
I have guys contact me all the time saying it's taking them 30, 45 minutes to skin a deer head. If it's taking you that long to skin a deer head, it's way too many. We can do, me, Shanna, and our sons, both our boys helping, we can do 50 in a 2-hour period. So, but we're going to teach y'all stuff like that. How we skin, how we get customers, how we advertise, how we've acquired wholesale customers like processors. What else?
I mean, the process in general.
Yeah.
How we start to finish.
Yeah. How we
pick them up, tag them. How we. I guess would it be more beneficial for like Texas only, or would it be anywhere?
No, it's anywhere. I mean, we're not going to get
picking up, tagging the deer.
Yeah.
What we do with them, then we skin them. What we do with them after we skin them.
How we
pull them out, when we start to boil them, when we start to degrease them.
Yeah. All that kind of stuff. Finding
teeth, finding noses, gluing noses. But I mean, like it's
whitening,
a long process.
Yeah, whitening. Then final touch-ups, and then taking them back to the customer or calling the customer. How we get.
You're showing a sexy side. Just that shirt alone is going to make people.
That's what I told them. I'm like my
sorry.
My shorts and everything. How we get reviews on our various Facebook pages and things like that help really get us more customers. How we get a lot of word of mouth and return customers, all that kind of stuff.
Well, we're not experts by any means, but the amount of messages he gets during taxidermy season, I mean, it's a humble way of saying it, but he probably gets several hundred.
Yeah, and I've tried really hard to keep up with them, but this past season they got away from me. There's a lot out there I never answered. I used to try to answer all of them. I also do videos on them, on the questions we get. But
the thing is with skull mounts and the way that we do it, it's better to be visual in here.
Yeah.
It's hard to type out, it's hard to show in a video because there may be one little step that we don't even think about recording, but it's a crucial step that you guys want. So
yeah, and it would be a start to finish, and probably one of those deals where like when you left, you would have everything you need to hit the ground running that coming season and make a business out of it. And then we would also probably extend some kind of to anybody that does come to the class, included in what you would pay would be, maybe 6 months of, where they could hit us up and we ask questions and stuff afterwards, stuff like that. So, and that's even hard because like Shannon was saying, we have people message us all the time and say, hey, I got this head and it's doing this or it's doing that, and it's like, well, there's so many factors on like how was it preserved, was it skinned and let dried out, was it frozen for 5 years, so much stuff that like
it changes the outcome of the head.
Exactly. And then people are like sending you this picture of this head and saying, why is it doing this? And it's like, well, there's so many, like it would take me so much time to like dig into like why, like what led it to that point. But anyway, there's Easton. You can come out here.
I was gonna ask, what day is it today?
It is Thursday.
So the question is there anybody out there, and we're going to keep talking about this on our videos through the spring and summer, but is there anybody out there that would be interested in doing this? It's not going to be cheap. What we charge is not going to be cheap, and whether you fly in, drive in, get a hotel, all that kind of stuff, it's going to be a commitment. But I feel confident in saying that
you're not boring me, just so you know. Like, I'm in the background, you're talking, I'm like yawning.
I feel confident in what we've learned over the last 10 years just by trial and error, and that we can teach that to people, and somebody could walk away and be prepared to turn what they spent on learning it into making an income off of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So don't have prices yet. We're thinking through it and talking through it, but more to come on that. But comment below, is that something you'd be interested in? Coming to North Texas for a weekend and hanging out with us and learning some stuff. So, all right, y'all. Comment below. Let us know. Thank y'all very much for watching, and we'll see y'all again.
Bye.